Hi everybody, my name is Shanna Cawley. I make these videos to sell jewelry. I make videos just to talk about myself and about what I do social media wise, and just to kind of be a little more transparent, because as we all know, people like to put out there on social media their highlight reel, and it makes a lot of us feel really bad. I thankfully can look at social media for what it is and know that what I'm seeing is, you know, what somebody wants me to see, and I don't know the story and the truth behind people. So that helps me keep a balance, but I know that not everybody is like that. And so I try to make my social media outlets very real and very me, and just put myself out there to help people. And honestly, I've seen it come back and help people. So if you judge me for that, you don't like it, then don't watch it, because I've had, for the various things that I'm involved with, or things that I put out there, I have gotten messages that tell me that people are hearing me and need to hear what I have to say sometimes. Doesn't mean I know everything, because I don't, but my story, if it helps a few people feel better about themselves and work through things, then so be it. So my name is Shanna Cawley. I sell jewelry, so if you want to check out my jewelry line, it's chloeandisabelsavannah.com. You can purchase through there. I am wearing it today, as always, but that's not the focus of today. I want to tell you a little bit about me. Okay, so I am a single mother with 2 children. I am living single mom life now for like 4 or 5 years. It's been tricky, but so far everybody's still alive and kicking, so we'll count that as a win. But what I want to do is talk to you a little bit about my struggle with ADD. All right, so I am 39 years old. Okay, I didn't know that I was ADD until 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. So I went through school. I did very well in school. I was very smart. I'm still very smart. My mama said so. But I did fine in school. It was just when it came down to it, if there was a project assigned or a paper, I was a last minute girl. I did it all at the very last possible minute. It wasn't because I wanted to. It wasn't because I thought it was fun or exciting, you know, and it was kind of joked that, well, she just does better under pressure. Well, I do, because that's the only way I can get it done, is if I knew that my grade depended on it. So I would wait till the last minute to write my term papers, to start a project, and teachers would get frustrated and mad, but I would still pull out a good grade every time. And I did that all through high school. I did that through college. I did take the extended route during college. I was on the 6-year planning for that 4-year degree, but I didn't make bad grades. I just took a lot of classes. I pretty much took a full load the entire time I was there too. I know a lot of stuff, y'all. A lot of stuff. Not that I can recall all of it anymore because I'm old, but I look back at things now, and had I known then that I was ADD, which is attention deficit disorder, things could have been a little different for me. I did not find out that I was ADD until I was going through my divorce. I was working with a counselor, and I had 2 small children, like 2 and newborn, and we were working with a counselor. I was working with a counselor and going through a lot of stuff that I was dealing with at the time. And she finally said to me one day, gave me a pamphlet and said, you know, Shanna, I think you might have a touch of ADD, and you've had it your whole life. You've just always had coping mechanisms, but whatever those coping mechanisms were, you now are responsible for 2 children and a husband, and you know, whatever's going on, and an impending divorce. So all of your coping mechanisms have stopped working. So we need to look into that. And I was stunned. I'm not even gonna lie. It surprised me. And I remember I called my mama, because I am a mama's girl. Called my mom, and she's like, no, you don't have ADD. That's crazy. There's no way you have ADD. Because my brother, my brother right under me, he was diagnosed ADHD. Well, there's differences. There's ADHD and there's ADD. I am not ADHD. There's zero hyper, unless you give me caffeine. There's no hyper at all involved with me. So therefore, that's how I didn't even fall in any, nobody would have thought that I was ADD, because growing up in the 80s, if you were you had to be ADHD, and I was not pinging off the walls. I was just easily distracted, which, as you can all tell, anybody that talks to me, I'm easily distracted, which is just who I am. It's part of why I am creative, and I have these incredible ideas, but it's also something I struggle with every day. And the reason why I really wanted to bring it up today and share this video, and I'm going to try to post it onto my YouTube page so I can share it in multiple platforms, is because I just tried switching medications. ADD is treated by class 2 medications, which are tricky to get, and unfortunately people abuse them. And so not only are they tricky to get, they are expensive as hell. All right, so there's that. When I go to fill my prescriptions, which my doctors, it took me 3 years from when that therapist told me that I was ADD for me to finally be diagnosed by a doctor. And I'm telling you, my doctor is incredible here in Richmond Hill. And when I went to see her, as I was explaining to her that I thought I was ADD and I probably needed some medications, I had both of my kids with me, and they were literally running circles around me as I was trying to talk to her. And she finally said, Shanna, just stop. Just stop. We're going to start you on a medication. So they started me on something that was very low, and it worked for a couple days. Didn't work, and I went back to, because I had to go back in for a recheck, and I told her it was nice, but it didn't work. She said, I didn't expect it to work, but we always start there just in case. So she started me on the lowest drug and worked me up to some other drugs. Okay, so I've been on Vyvanse, which was incredible, but my insurance got dropped when my divorce finally went through officially. And Vyvanse is like $200+ out of pocket, and single mama, I cannot afford that. So we have swapped around. So I was on Adderall. Adderall worked fine. Adderall, because of something that changed with the laws, went from being like $40 a month to double that, which is a lot out of my pocket. So we were trying the other day to find me something a little less expensive, which swapped me over to try Ritalin, which Ritalin is what I remember my brother was on when I was younger, and he hated it. And I actually have heard and talked to a lot of friends that are ADD or ADHD that when they were younger, because they're in my age group, we're the 39, we're the almost 40s, were on Ritalin as children, and they hated it and refused to be medicated now. Well, I took Ritalin for 4 days. I've never felt so sick in my life. Even when I was pregnant with 2 children, I never felt as sick as I did when I took this Ritalin. So if it made a child feel like that can't understand why their body is not adjusting or what's going on, I cannot imagine. Not only did I feel sick, like physically felt like I was going to vomit, I crashed out so hard I was falling asleep in the middle of the day. And also, as a single mother, I don't have time for that. I can't. I've got jobs to do. I'm also, I have a lot of jobs. I sell jewelry. I'm a social media content creator manager, and my job has sucked for the last few days because I haven't been able to focus. I haven't been able to get anything done. So today is going to be a rock star day. I've got a lot of things on my list that I'm going to get done, but I don't have time to fall asleep. I don't have time to be a zombie. I have things that I've got to get done, and that medication did not work. So yesterday I forked out another chunk of money for my doctor to put me back on the medication that works, and I feel like $1 million today. But there's such a stigma when it comes to ADD. It is hard. It is real. There's people that are going to watch this, and maybe you'll comment and say there's no such thing as ADD. That's fine. Good for you. You don't live in my world. I'm happy that you don't have to deal with this. It's constant chaos with what is in my brain and what needs to get done. There's a book, a child's book called You Give a Mouse a Cookie. If you read that book, I swear that's my life. You start here, then you're going to want to do something else. I'll start the laundry, and then I'll go, oh, that's right, I got to go put something away in one of the kids' rooms. I'll go in their room. I'll see things on the floor. Oh, that's right, I need to pick that up. Oh, that's right, I didn't email that teacher like I needed to email, so I'll stop what I'm doing, go email the teacher, email that teacher, see another email I need to answer, and it just is a cycle like that all day long. And while if you are not ADD, may be able to accomplish that goal and go right back to where you were, good job. That is awesome for you. I'm sure you have other problems in your life that ADD is not one, so don't tell me it's not real, because it is. And I've lived with it, and I have lived with it unmedicated, and I live with it medicated. And I can't tell you, there's a huge difference. So if you think that you might be ADD, please look into it. It could change your life to be medicated, or to figure out how to cope with it. Maybe yours is just a touch of ADD, and you can find a coping mechanism. I don't want to be on these meds my whole life, but if it manages to keep me moving forward where I can work and do my jobs and take care of my kids and everybody is happy, then I'll take medicine for the rest of my life. What's it going to do besides make my life, perfect that way? So, not perfect, but you know what I mean. Make it where I can continue to function. So ADD is a very real thing. My house is a mess. I won't even lie. It gets better and then it gets worse. I do not organize. I do not color code. I have to have a list of things I need to get done. I will lose that list, so I have to have several lists. Thank you, Jesus, for my cell phone, because I can plug things into my phone to set alarms. But as any ADD person will tell you, that alarm will go off and you'll still forget because you've gotten accustomed to the alarm. So it doesn't even faze you when it goes off. It's a constant battle. just if you know somebody with ADD, understand that it's a battle and cut them a little slack. If you can't deal with it, then don't. If that person's not related to you by blood, then I suggest you move on, because you're not going to fix it. You're not going to make it go away. You cannot punish it out of somebody. I've got one child that's ADD, one child that is not. I figured it out one day because I sent them to their rooms to go clean their rooms. One went in, one came right back out, room done. The other went in that room, that child, look at this new toy that I found, Mama. Look at this. I'm playing with this. And I saw myself. I saw myself when I was a child doing the same thing, going into my room to clean it, dumping out something to sort through, and it being like, oh my gosh, look at this toy or this book I had. I forgot I had this book. I didn't remember I had this thing. So that's how I diagnosed one of my kids. I saw that, immediately took that child to be diagnosed, and it was a super easy diagnosis. Of course, both of my children are also extremely gifted, and in the gifted program at school, super smart. ADD does not mean dumb. ADD does not mean useless. It means that our brains work differently than other people's brains. When I tell you I have an idea, I have to write it down, or else it's literally gone like the wind. I may not get it back. Also, when I'm working on a project for somebody, because I am a freelancer, which is great because it lets me do a bunch of different things. However, if I'm working on this project and I get stuck on something and I need an answer, or I need a question, need to handle something, or if a major event, which has happened to me recently, comes through my life and stops me dead in my tracks, it takes me a little while to get back to it. I can't just pick up. Like there's a logo that I need to be working on, which if she happens to watch this video, I apologize greatly that your logo is not complete yet. I had it in my brain how I wanted to do it, and it's starting to come back to me now, but I was working on it right when my friend was killed, and that threw me. And so I'm still working my way out of that. So just know that ADD is a real thing. Don't judge people, because it goes with everything, with not judging people. You never know what's going on behind closed doors, and I'm pretty sure that your life isn't perfect, right? There's something in your life that people don't know about. There's something you struggle with daily. So while I struggle with ADD and a variety of other things, I don't know what you're struggling about, so I'm going to be kind to you, and I'm going to try to be understanding, and I might get frustrated, and I might get angry, and I might say something I shouldn't say, and I will apologize for it, and I will try to make it right, because that's the right way to do. But I try personally really hard to give people chances and to look at what else could be going on before I make a judgment on somebody. Now, once I have decided I like you or don't like you, it's pretty hard to change that, because we're old, and if I give you a lot of chances and you finally get me to that point where I don't like you, you had to work hard to get there. So that's a whole nother video. But anyways, I hope y'all have a fantastic Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday when I woke up, but it is Wednesday. It is rainy here, which means I don't bother doing my hair because it's going to get rained on. So I did put my face on. I got some jewelry on, Chloe and Isabel. I'm going to work on my clients so I can get their work done and get to work on that logo that I need to finish and get some stuff done for me, for my businesses. So have a fantastic day. If you watched this all the way, I appreciate it. I hoped it shed a little light, or maybe you identified with me when it comes to ADD. There's lots of little shares that you can find online to share about this is what it's like to love somebody with ADD. I found one today which cracked me up. I shared it on my Socially Shanna page because it was like 75 seconds in an ADD brain. I couldn't make it, like I had a list. I made it to like, I skimmed to 25, and then I didn't bother reading the rest because it was too much, too many words. I need short bullet lists if you want things done. That's how I am. Have a fantastic day. Love y'all.